Good morning, how are you doing? Welcome to Football Digest Daily. My name is Nyash. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Mine is anything but. This is exactly how not to start a Friday morning. Now, because I'm waking up to news that Mikel Arteta has contracted coronavirus. He has tested positive for the virus. I'm like, what? What? Just like a couple of days since we had the Arsenal guys and Arsenal staff and players had been placed under quarantine after being said to have come into contact with the owner of Olympiacos when we were playing Olympiacos like 2 weeks ago. And now this. And apparently this does not stem from the contact that was being talked about. Arteta apparently did not have any contact with Marinakis, the owner of Olympiacos. So it's a different case altogether. Coming in on the eve of match day 30. As if that was not enough, Hudson Odoi, another guy from London who plays for Chelsea, has also tested positive for the virus. My God. As in, what the? Definitely it means like the whole of Chelsea is under lockdown, and of course all the guys who have been in contact with Odoi will be under self-isolation or quarantine for 14 days. The same applies to Arsenal, the players and the staff. Of course, the head coach has interacted with almost everybody, especially the players, when it comes to that regard. And of course, now they'll have to be tested and they'll have to place themselves, or they'll be placed under quarantine for 14 days. Man, coronavirus is stopping reggae. You know, for me, football is reggae. You know, like I live, eat, breathe football, or sports rather. So when it's not happening, that is for me reggae being stopped. And right now, reggae is being stopped. Yesterday, we had some games being played in the Europa League. We had 8 games were to be played, but only 6 were played. 2 were postponed. 2 pitting Sevilla and Roma. Now, Roma were not allowed to land in Spain because Italy is hit hard by coronavirus. So nothing from Italy is allowed in Spain. The same as Getafe versus Inter. Getafe is in Spain. They could not go to Italy. Inter Milan they could not go to Milan to play Inter Milan because that's the team that was slated to play in the round of 16 for the Europa League. I mean, it's crazy. Serie A in Italy, all manners of sport has been suspended entirely. MLS in the USA has been suspended. La Liga will be played behind closed doors for 2 weeks. The Danish Premier League has been suspended. Bundesliga for the first time will be played behind closed doors. All the games will be played behind closed doors. As in France, the same shit. Tier 1 and Tier 2 football in France is going to be played behind closed doors for 2 weeks. Hey, as in at this rate, I mean, next week we had some Champions League games that are slated to play. They are not going to happen. That is Manchester United. That is Manchester City versus Real Madrid. It's not going to happen. Juventus versus Lyon was slated to happen next week. It's not going to happen. In fact, Juventus have had a positive case of coronavirus. Daniele Rugani has tested positive for the virus. As in, at this rate, like all the leagues are going to be suspended. Champions League is going to be suspended. Remember, this year we also had the Olympics were slated to happen in July. They might be suspended. It might be suspended. Or imagine if it's not suspended. Imagine having an Olympics where there are no fans or no spectators in the stadium. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? As in, we had Euros were supposed to happen after the season was over. That is in June 2020. We had Euro 2020 was supposed to happen. It's looking more likely like it's not going to happen. For me, this is reggae being stopped. As in, no, sporting activities are basically being ground to a halt. For me, it's fucked up, to be honest. For me, I feel bad. I feel terrible. I feel honestly terrible. Especially the Champions League. Everything, basically. Everything. For me, personally, when coronavirus starts touching on things to do with sports, it's touching me personally. For me, that is reggae being stopped. Man, I hope they sort this thing out as quickly as possible. And of course, I want to wish Mikel Arteta the very best. I wish him quick recovery as he deals with the coronavirus now because it's positive. The same goes to Hudson Odoi. The same goes to Daniele Rugani. Another guy in the NBA, but the NBA has also been suspended in the USA. I don't know what has not been suspended so far. Like almost everything. I don't even know if there are going to be Premier League games this weekend. Now the Premier League is having an emergency meeting today, maybe even right now in the morning, to discuss the way forward after, of course, Mikel Arteta confirmed or was tested positive for the virus. So we're going to be looking out on that one to see what exactly is going to happen. It's going to be interesting, that one for sure. Man, this is terrible. This is terrible. But I'm sure Arteta is going to beat it, because from what I've heard, coronavirus is definitely affecting, or it's killing those guys who are maybe older or people who have weaker immune systems. And I'm hoping it's not going to be the case with the likes of Arteta, Odoi, or anyone else basically who has the virus. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So yesterday we had Europa League games being played. Let me pass over that very quickly. We had, like I said, Sevilla versus Roma was supposed to happen. It was called off. Roma could not land in Spain. So we had Frankfurt versus Basel. Frankfurt were playing at home. They lost that game 3-0. We had Istanbul playing Copenhagen. Copenhagen lost 1-0. Istanbul were playing at home. Man United were traveling to LASK. They won that game 5-0. Inter Milan was supposed to host Getafe. Did not happen. So that game was postponed because of obvious reasons. Wolfsburg were hosting Shakhtar Donetsk. That game ended 2-1 in favor of Shakhtar Donetsk. So they have a 2-1 away win. We had Rangers hosting Bayer Leverkusen. That game ended 3-1 in favor of Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen are on fire. Then we had Olympiacos hosting Wolves. That game was played behind closed doors, just like Man United's one. And that game ended 1-1. Olympiacos won, Wolves won. So those are the results of the games that were played yesterday. The return legs are slated to happen this coming Thursday. I don't know if they're going to happen. I don't know. Time will tell on that one. So that's what it is. Coronavirus is affecting sports at the very heart of it. And we can only hope that a solution is going to be found very fast for the virus, because that's the only way these games are going to be stopped. That's the only way. Like Real Madrid are not going to... The whole star-studded team of Real Madrid is under quarantine. Lockdown. After a Real Madrid basketball player tested positive for the virus, the basketball team and the football team has been placed under quarantine. And no action is happening. That's why they're not going to play this weekend. That's why they're not going to play Manchester City next week for the Champions League. They're not going to be in action for maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's what it is. So let's watch out and wait out for what's going to come out of the meeting that is being held by the Premier League with regards to the news that broke out yesterday night with regards to Arteta and now Callum Hudson-Odoi. And we're waiting to see if there are going to be other new cases that will be confirmed for coronavirus. It's terrible. It's horrible, terrible, not good, very bad. Friday morning. Have a fantastic weekend.